The following skit is entitled Political Correctness, Euphemism and Spin, to illustrate some of the characteristics of American speech, in part due to their commercial culture and strong advertising influence.
Professor Li Mei, I just received an invitation to give a public lecture on the news media in China. The talk is sponsored by the Columbia University Department of Ethics Studies.
Congratulations! It will be a great opportunity for you to meet Americans and exchange ideas.
Yes, it is an honor to be invited, but I feel a little anxious because I understand the Department of Ethics Studies is a hotbed of political correctness, and I don't want to say the wrong things in a question and answer session.
You do have to be careful and not say anything that offends your audience. They tend to be very sensitive on some college campuses.
What should I pay special attention to?
Political correctness, or PC, means that you should not use terms that are deemed offensive or disrespectful, especially about groups that have been discriminated against or oppressed.
You mean black people?
Yes, but the politically sensitive groups have been vastly expanded beyond black people. They now include all racial minorities, women, any disadvantaged groups such as the elderly, handicapped, gays, or even fat people.
Fat people?
Oh yes, nowadays we don't say she is fat or obese. Instead, we say she is full-figured. Americans are very creative in using euphemisms to cover up or spin reality. Instead of saying simply he is stupid, we say he is intelligence challenged. Garbage collectors are now called sanitation engineers to give them more respect.
Just tell me the most important concepts of PC.
The most common PC concern is showing respect for women's equality with men. So if the chairman is a woman, you will address her as chairwoman, and congressman as congresswoman, and so on.
What if I make a Freudian slip and use words like broad or chick?
Then the feminists in the New York audience will crush you and call you a male chauvinist pig.
I'm really worried now about saying the wrong thing.
You should be. Actually, it's kind of interesting what kind of things Americans dislike enough to cover up by clever manipulation of language. For example, Americans do not like to be called old, so instead of saying old people, we say senior citizens. Americans do not like poverty, so we call poor people economically disadvantaged, and impoverished countries developing nations. Or you call short guys stature challenged.
That is terrible.
Sometimes it is the Chinese who are sensitive. Remember when Yao Ming was called by Shaquille O'Neal Chinaman? All the civil rights groups immediately rallied around Yao Ming to protest against the racial slur Chinaman and demanded apology.
I should try to be careful.
I want to be clear that not all euphemisms are PC. Americans are very sophisticated in marketing, and they will create terms and brand names that benefit their agenda or product.
For examples?
So they say pro-life instead of anti-abortion, and pro-choice instead of pro-abortion rights. Illegal immigrants are now called undocumented aliens because illegal reflects badly on immigrant groups. It is all spin.
Oh, spin. It is so American. I need to learn this word.
Spin means turning around or make a spin, a term often used to mean twisting a story around to achieve a certain slant. In contemporary American political arena, spin is handled by experts who are sometimes called spin doctors. A spin room refers to the room in the White House or in a political candidate's office where the manipulation of public relations or image is carried out. The term spin a story has been traced to the term spin a yarn in the textile industry, meaning spin a story like in spinning textile. Another story claims that spin originates from pitching a baseball, where the baseball is made to spin and not move in a straight line.